The legendary Mr. Skin.
Dude, Mr. Skin.
MrSkin.com.
Skin, everybody.
When it comes to naked celebrities, Mr. Skin knows all and shows all.
Episode 14 of the big bad, one and only Mr. Skin podcast. I am Jimmy Fallon, getting ready to grab this episode by the pussy, ladies and gentlemen. Let's head out to Los Angeles and find my co-host, Andrea Lowell. How you living, champ?
I am grabbing my pussy right now.
Okay.
I mean, it's a mantra to live by, I think.
That's so funny. And, of course, the people's champion.
That's right.
It's God's gift to pussy grabbing and pussy finding. The great Mr. Skin. What's happening, Skin?
Not much, but I'm ready to grab some pussy, too.
At least we can all agree on that, right?
How do you grab? It's harder to grab pussy nowadays without hair, right?
Oh, it's so you can't even, you don't get a grip anymore.
No, in the old days, it was easy. You could do it with two fingers.
Yeah, it's just too smooth now. Just too smooth.
It's funny. Good to see everybody, and welcome to the show. If you're listening to the show, you can give us a call on the Skin hotline at 304-TALK-SKIN.
Right.
Leave us a voicemail if you have a question you'd like us to get to on the air. The Skin Man will, of course, address it, and if he does address it, you'll get some swag. We'll give you some swag.
Awesome.
And if you play your cards right, we might even fondle your genitals in full presidential regalia. What can I say?
I love it.
You know, Skin. Andrea.
Yeah.
My wife's takeaway from Grab Her by the Pussy.
Okay.
Was that it sounds like an inexperienced move.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you mean those guys that
Just a weird
are?
opener.
You mean like guys that are kind of socially they're not good with the chicks, so they do stupid things. You know what I'm saying? Like on a date, they're inappropriate, but more because they're not good at working the base.
It's naive.
Yes, it makes him sound like the kind of guy that rubs a woman's nipple like he's trying to start a fire.
Oh, jeez, there's nothing worse. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, a biter of the nips, but not doing it properly. That type of guy.
Which brings me to the most disconcerting thing on the actual audio tape. The thing I was most offended by was Billy Bush pretending to be straight.
How great is it that his name's Billy Bush?
Oh, I know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Donald, look at those girls. Oh my gosh, just want to grab them. I was like, would you relax, pal?
Yeah, like guys who go down, but they lick the hair, but don't lick the clit. You know, like, yeah, okay.
Billy.
No, it's
Billy
so
Bush.
true. It's so true. It's just, inexperience, naivete, the whole thing. I think your wife had it, Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
just
Andrea,
a weird
what's a bad guy going down on a girl? Like, what would be some missteps?
Louise.
I mean, bad ones.
Let me just break this down. Anyone, how crass can I get? Let's get crass, yeah?
Yeah.
Anyone that tongue fucks you is a moron. It's like, that's what your fingers are for. That's what your dick is for.
Right.
Lick the clit. Flick the clit. Don't tongue fuck me. I hate that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
So
I feel like I'm having sex with a lizard.
You know the best part of this is she's not talking to the podcast. She's talking to someone in the room.
Andrea, now that does not, now the butt you could tongue.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because it's soft, it's gentle. You don't, let's think of it this way. When you buy a dildo, for example, females aren't going and buying long, wet, soft, smushy dildos, which a tongue is like. So why would you want that inserted into you? So, no. Just leave the tongue to flicking the clit, guys. Please, I beg.
So if anything, we give some love advice to the Trump man on this episode of Mr. Skin's Skintastic podcast. Now tell me this, Andrew. This is also an interesting thing.
Okay.
He was kind of making a point where he said that, it's great when you're a star. You can go up to them. They let you do anything.
It's true.
You can make out with them. They let you grab them by the... Which, I just want to say this. This isn't a political show. That tape made me want to vote for him. It's just like, he's just an animal being a guy, which again, I know it's offensive and demeaning women. I get all of that.
Yeah.
I found it to be accessible and I got a kick out of it. And that probably says something bad about me, and I'm willing to take on all criticism.
No, I think it's honest of you, and I think it's cool. My thing is, I think and trust me, I'm not a supporter of anyone, to put that out there. I think, he hasn't been grooming himself for politics as other politicians have. So if he knew he was running for office, he might have acted a completely different way his entire life.
Yeah.
But he never knew he was running.
Well,
so
that's another thing.
He acted like a regular guy.
But we're treating these forums that he's talking in like it's the same as him being in the Senate. It's like, he said on an Access Hollywood tour bus. Like, that's the same thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? We all love Howard Stern.
Right.
But it's like if you give him shit about his Iraq war comments on the Howard Stern show, that's like saying his comments are the same as someone's in the Senate.
Absolutely.
With all due respect to Howard's the greatest broadcaster of all time.
Wait, what about us?
I'd actually argue that Howard Stern's show has more integrity than the Senate, so I take it back.
Well,
Maybe he was wrong. But the whole thing was fascinating.
Well, also though, I remember that night we had a big Skintoberfest at the skin offices. So I had a few pops here at the office. We were having fun. And then I got home and I didn't know anything about all this controversy. So my wife gets me and says, "Did you hear what happened? They had Trump and he said," and it was a live mic, and he said, "Grab her by the pussy," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm waiting." I'm like, "What's okay? Well, so what's the big story?" And she goes, "No, do you hear what I said?" But my point is, it was basically just that is how guys talk. It is horrible as it may seem. That kind of conversation happens all the time.
And you know what?
You laugh it off, right?
Females do too. We just don't have hot mics going around us all the time.
Exactly. I know, it's funny. The idea that, so what are we going to start doing? We expect people to change behind closed doors? That's why we have the doors. You know what I mean?
Well, the one thing I got to say I was kind of pissed about, and again, politically, forget about that. The thing that pissed me off is that Bully Bush, they actually took him off the air.
Yeah, I know. That was ridiculous.
And all he was doing was sitting there laughing. Oh yeah, he's off his show. And I'm not even saying I've never listened to it. I could give a shit about his show. I just don't like that they take the guy away from his job because of something that happened in 2005 where he was just kind of
so ridiculous.
He's just sitting here having a conversation with a guy. So that was bullshit.
Who are these people that are so blown away by the idea that a 70-year-old man doesn't talk in polite terms the way society has changed?
Yeah, he didn't act offended. So in this day and age, you have to be Billy fired, Bush, which is bullshit.
But then, I'm saying, Billy Bush definitely. You're completely right. And then I'm saying on the Trump thing, these people that just keep getting shocked every time the old man says something offensive.
Yeah.
Like every old person alive, if you measure them by the new conversational standards.
Yes.
We couldn't let our grandparents out of the house.
Yeah.
Not out of the house.
I just think there's a complete double standard here because it's like, let's say Kim Kardashian, for example, who has done a very explicit sex tape. She's all over E! She's on that channel 24/7. But Billy Bush participates in a benign conversation about, how to grab women and grabbing pussy, and he's removed from his job.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
It just makes no effing sense.
And he's going to have to come up with some big apology.
Yes.
And just by listening to him laughing, he was laughing. He doesn't give a shit about, that apology will be so insincere when it comes out. And his real feelings were him just sitting there laughing because it was so outrageous that this huge star would say something to him in private.
That's now to that point. That's the point, Skin, that made this tape appealing to me. Is that if you're going to get on a bus with this guy who, love him or hate him, is as famous and iconic as he is, that's the guy you want to hang out with. You don't want to hear him talk about real estate deals or golf developments. Him being like a real guy is cool. You just enjoy that level of access.
Well, I think there's always an interest in what are celebrities, what do they think of the other celebrities, or what do they, what is their sex lives like? Yes. To me, that's always been really interesting. I like to know, to know if someone's a perv, if someone's, won't mess around. I like to know all those behind the scenes things.
There's a lot of curiosity about it.
Yes.
What's that?
And I love that his game when it comes to working a woman, we got a lot of insight into that. He takes him furniture shopping.
Yeah.
Because you could just keep dropping jokes all day. Yeah. You know what that couch is good for. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which is obviously his game, which is hilarious to me. That we know what a presidential candidate's pimp game is like. I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, so from the art of the deal to the art of the feel. That's his new.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's funny.
The new motto.
Hey, man, he said he'd be a hands-on president.
Oh, jeez.
Did either of you guys watch that debate last night?
I sure did. And I hadn't been able to watch one previously, whether it was the VP or the presidential, and I was thoroughly entertained.
It was amazing.
It was a great one.
I was disappointed that they didn't do Yo Mama jokes at the end. I thought it was coming for sure. But it was great. And like it's fun. Like I was sad when it was it's become this other thing now.
Yeah.
And maybe it's bad. Maybe that is bad. I think we almost all agree that the presidential, process isn't supposed to look like this.
It shouldn't be a circus, and it shouldn't be embarrassing. But you know what? It is still grossly entertaining.
Yes.
But it is kind of like a reflection of who we've become as a society.
Right.
Like we all interact and consume content this way now.
Yeah.
So of course everything's getting sensationalized and crazy.
Right.
Like it's gonna end in like 5 years. Like the debates are gonna be like they're gonna have skills challenges and stuff. It's gonna be like The Voice. Or something crazy
absolutely.
Like that.
And I've thought as I was watching this, I go, now this is a great reality show. Like if this was every week, whether it was the same candidates or different, but the same kind of format, arena, jabs left and right,
funny.
I would actually watch that. The only other reality show I watch religiously is like The Real Housewives, because it's that intensity of craziness. Yes. It's not because I get anything gratifying from it or educational from it, but there's something about that appeal of something that's just people are so outrageous that draws
so
you
funny.
in.
That's good. That Real Housewives will be good because something later in the show I'm going to have for you, Andrea, that you'll like. And
fantastic!
Before we go on, did you guys see that Ken Bone dude in the red?
Oh my God,
sweater guy!
Oh, yes.
Isn't he awesome?
I was thinking, because I don't trust anything in the political arena. Like, was he a plant? Like, just so we're talking about him rather than the content of the debate?
Yeah.
Because he has exploded on the internet. Hashtag Bone Zone.
How many videotapes does he have in his mom's basement? Do you think?
That guy.
Yeah, you better watch out, Mr. Skin. He might be coming after you.
He's a rival. They're doing the Bone cast right now as we speak. The rival cast.
And that was the one thing me and my girlfriends were talking about, because we were all in a WhatsApp chat as we were watching the debate. And I'm like, oh my God, you see the guy that looks like daytime he works at Target, nighttime he's Santa Claus with the ill-fitting red sweater. I mean, we were actually talking about him and not the content of the debate.
My brother talks about him the whole debate too, and I want to say that's what we've become as a society. We're always singling out now this new shiny thing that we're all obsessed with for 3 days, and then we spit it out. And that's probably why the process has become as ridiculous as it has. It's because it's the only way it can hold our attention anymore.
Right.
There's just so much going on. It's like, think about when you watch porn.
Yep.
You're watching porn. There's a commercial on the side of the screen. There's 64 recommendations below the screen.
Yeah.
And a pop-up of someone near you that's willing to fuck.
There's a
you mean there's other cuckold video? Oh, sorry.
Listen, man, I got to tell you, man, I was watching a video the other night, and all of a sudden I hear the song from Mannequin, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now.
What?
And I'm like, but it's clearly not in the video I'm watching.
Right.
And then I realize it's a web pop-up. Yeah. So I click, and there's a girl giving a lap dance to the camera to the song Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, and I wanted to be like, yo, you've been stopped. This is not a winning moment for you. But again, she was cute. But yes, there's too much out there competing for our attention.
And we're
That's
always
why I think
looking.
It's gotten crazy.
Yeah, we're always looking for it. Yeah, I was looking at the peanut gallery during the debate as opposed to really paying attention to everything that was going on. That's just the way we are.
Of the world.
Very insightful, Jimmy.
Yeah, there was a person sitting over his shoulder that looked somewhere between like Jack Ma. It was like an Asian woman.
Oh, yeah, I mentioned her too to my friends. The androgynous-looking Asian person.
Yes, just sitting, and because it was weird because you didn't know who was going to talk and wasn't going to talk because they were just in that section.
Yeah.
And that was part of it too. Like it really, again, it's all porn now. It's all just content in every which direction, and nothing holds our attention. That's why we need the Skin Man to be like this kind of, you make it concise. You boil it all down. People got naked on TV last night. If you want to know who and how and when, you come to Skin.
My God.
That's who you are.
I'm with you, Jimmy. 100%.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, and
God
that's the
bless
thing.
Skin.
Last night there was the debates. Your Giants were getting their asses handed to them in football. There was baseball playoffs last night. So I'm guessing that a lot of people don't know about all the good nudity that happened last night. So let me give you guys a rundown.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, first and foremost, there was a movie that came out, and I wanted to ask Andrew about this because I kind of think this is more of a chick movie, but you tell me. The movie The Girl on the Train did about $24 million. It opened on Friday. And this was a huge book a few years back by Paula Hawkins. And we knew kind of when it was that they were going to make an R-rated movie about it, that there was going to be some nudity because of the content of the book. And Emily Blunt plays the main character, Rachel, who is the one on the train. And she notices through the window this girl played Megan, played by Haley Bennett, and I know I'm not giving much away here, but the bottom line is they become their lives become intertwined, let's say, and there is nudity in the movie, not a ton, but Haley Bennett, the girl that plays Megan, about at 49 minutes in, an hour and 2 minutes in, little butt, little left breast, nothing that's going to make my year-end best nude scene list or anything, but I'm just happy that a big blockbuster, huge movie that's in theaters had some nudity, and it's The Girl on the Train, which is right now the #1 movie in the box office.
Yeah, my personal viewing kind of preferences and my own sensibilities don't normally lean to whatever general females like, I didn't read 50 Shades of Grey.
Right. Yeah, that's your life.
Don't really know The Girl on the Train, but I will say who is this really hot, sexy blonde with the shaggy bangs? She looks like a more bonable Leanne Rimes.
That's Haley Bennett. That's Haley Bennett.
That's Haley Bennett. She's really pretty. I mean, she doesn't even need a stitch of makeup. There's something about her just kind of rawness that makes her very approachable. And so I will be keeping an eye out on her.
And that's the one. I just wanted to show you guys the pics at our Mr. Skin page here so that you could see how hot she is.
She's super sexy.
Yeah, we don't have pictures yet from the movie because it just opened in theaters. So we'll get it to you soon.
Oh, we know you will.
Yeah. But anyway,
that's a good look, though. That is a skin. That's a good look.
Yeah, she's really hot.
Super hot.
Also, the television nudity. So we had Westworld last night. Did anyone happen to catch Westworld?
No, as we said, I was watching everything but TV last night. I was watching the reality show debate and then just other stuff. So,
well, listen, Westworld is, as we know, going to be loaded with great nude scenes, and I gotta say, it's not just your run-of-the-mill little breast shots. So far, the nudity's been spectacular, and this week, Tandy Newton, who plays Maeve, she's a host, robot girl. She wakes up she was kind of like in I guess you'd call it their lab or their, where they have to go in for repairs. And in the middle of the night, she's the madame at the whorehouse, if you do watch the show, but she's beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
She inexplicably just wakes up in the middle of the night and is wandering around completely nude in the lab. And it was a great nude scene. But I want to point something out. Not only was she completely naked, but if you guys scroll right below that little animated GIF we're looking at,
I'm scrolling.
Check out the nips on Tandy Newton.
Okay, so there's as we know,
Newtons.
There are a myriad of nipples in the world. This is like a straight baby feeding device.
Yes, I was going to say that.
This is like the baby sticks it down its throat, and it's like ASAP milk delivery system. I mean, wow. Everyone has different size, shapes, everything. This, to me, when I saw this, I was like, that's a baby feeder.
I was wondering, because I actually, when we were looking this in the office today, my first reaction was like, is she using a breast pump or something? Because these are like breast pump nips, know?
Like yes. So you agree with me on that?
Yeah. Yes. I just think, we always look when we do the Anatomy Awards, we're always doing who has the best, most niptastic nips. That's one of the categories.
Right.
It's going to be tough to beat these. These are just spectacular.
It's skin. It's not just nips. It's that her areola is actually the entire size of some people's entire breast.
Yeah.
I mean, her breast literally, let me just paint the picture for the listeners right now. Her nipple is very sizable. It's about the top knuckle of someone's thumb and higher. Yes. And then the areola actually looks like a bottle cap for a baby bottle. And then that sits on top of a ski slope breast. Perky, don't get me wrong. I mean, I would still have fun with Tandy's boobies, but they're just, I've never quite seen any like this exactly.
Yeah, it's must see. You got to stop at MrSkin.com to check this out. And like I said, she plays the madame at the whorehouse. She walked completely naked. And now Jimmy, this is important, because the scene was so dark, though you could still see her. For the pic for the site, we kind of lightened it up just because we didn't want you to miss any of this niptastic scene. So we lightened it up. so make it even more enjoyable. But yeah, it's really it's an incredible scene. So I hope you could check it out. I'm glad, Andrea, that you agree that those nips are awesome.
Yeah, no, they're fantastic. So I love them. But I do have a question for you about the scene where she's running through the compound and she's moving, and then she finally turns around at the end, and we see a glimpse of bush.
We think it's a merkin.
You do,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's just that we're in the day and age. I'm going to have to get my some people that work on the show to give us confirmation. Our early thought is it's a merkin, just because that's the way things are going these days.
Well, it's finally a good merkin. I'm so sick of seeing bad, overdone, huge, dense, thick, tropical rainforest merkins.
That's the problem in this country. We don't merkin anymore. If I get elected, we're going to do so much merkining.
Yeah. My motto is, if you're merkin, I'm not jerking.
Yes, good. Yes.
So funny.
Make merkin great again. And let's move on. So.
It looks like a wraparound, though, because it actually looks like, when you see it from the back.
Yeah.
It looks like one of those that's visible from underneath from the back.
Oh,
that's
snap.
the only thing that makes me think. Like within the GIF, the GIF, whatever. I don't know.
Jimmy, did you just see Rear Burger?
That's what I'm.
What I think.
Yeah. I feel like Jimmy may have a new job as a skin scout.
It's such a dark scene. It's hard to say, but
I'm going to turn my brightness up.
Yeah, that's fun. I'm glad you.
See, I'm looking. I'm in the spirit of this. I'm watching it with a gem loop now.
I'm loving this.
Like I'm grading a diamond.
Yeah, and I'm very proud of you. See what happens when you hang out with me for a couple weeks. You start to notice back burger in a dark scene. I'm very impressed.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So anyway, that was Westworld last night. But really, the highlight, the best nudity on television for all you debaters, you master debaters last night was Shameless, season 7. See, this hasn't got the publicity because Westworld and it aired their first episodes of the season the same night, and Westworld stole the show, did huge ratings. So Shameless, which is in their 7th season, had really a spectacular night. Now, you're not going to really probably know these girls that got naked, but they were 3 spectacular scenes. So first of all, if you watch Shameless, which by the way is filmed here in Chicago, so it's kind of cool for us people here at the skin offices, because a lot of the scenes we know the neighborhoods and stuff. But,
very cool.
Okay.
Yeah, the Sandra Hinojosa is the first girl. So if you follow the show, Cameron Monaghan is Emmy Rossum's younger brother, who plays Ian, and he's gay on the show.
Right.
And I don't know if gay in real life or not, but gay on the show. And he has a boyfriend that's a firefighter, and I guess he caught his boyfriend kissing another girl. So he decides he's going to get back at him by hooking up with a girl he meets on a train. So that's Sandra Hinojosa. Now she's ready to go. She's like going down on him, and he's kind of, so he's kind of into it. And then he goes down on her, and it's kind of funny to watch a gay man go down on a woman.
Hey, it's hot though. I'm loving it. What is he pulling out of his mouth? Is he pulling pubic hair out of his teeth or gum?
Yeah, I think he has a little pubestein in his mouth. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Maddie D, do you have the audio of this real quick? Just listen. It's
we gotta hear this.
Really good scene.
You're making me so wet. Here, feel.
Yeah, it's like rainforest. It's like a slip and slide.
Yeah. My pussy.
Yeah, so it's just that's just a great Shameless scene. And his head, by the way, is right in the muff. You know what I'm saying? This is a typical Shameless nude scene. And it's an overhead shot, so you see her on her back, him with his face in her muff. It's just a great scene.
You know what? This is the first time I've actually seen a man eating a girl out while his legs are spread too. I know that's more for like the Mr. Man site, but I've never seen such an explicit position that a guy is in while eating pee.
No, that's interesting. You call it that's frog eating.
Yes.
When you have the frog legs?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought that was really explicit.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah. Anyway, and then this girl, Arden Myron, is walking away from the camera. Now, I am blown away when I watch Shameless. How the hell does William H. Macy keep getting chicks on this show? Dude,
it's baffling because he is not hot. He is not sexy. He's an alcoholic crackhead. Like, who would F an alcoholic crackhead like that? He's not hot. And he has all these like wounds and, knife wounds, gunshot wounds.
And
I'm
even
like,
in the
he's
scene,
not sexy.
I hate to give away stuff, but he goes in the bathroom and none of the shower. So it's the morning. Shower doesn't work. Sink doesn't work. He uses the toilet water to scrub under his armpits.
Hey, dude, he's shameless. I mean, that's the theme of the show. Absolutely shameless.
Every time I turn the damn show on, he's with a hot chick, and this Arden Myron is super hot, and it's crazy. So
why though? He's a master con man. He's a manipulator, so he can manipulate these hot, beautiful chicks. But I'm looking at Arden, and she has a really cute tush.
Yeah, I like it.
Really
and I'm
cute
a big
tush.
fan. I'm a big fan of the tank top and nothing else. So that you see ass under the tank top. And then she takes it off. So anyway, we got a lot to get to, but I did want to also mention, so there was a big debate in the skin offices. I know there was one this weekend on television, but we had one because of Alyssa LeBlanc. Now, check this out. She's this maid. It's funny. The guy, Steve Howie, who plays Kevin, he hires one of those, what are those maid services called, Maddie? Those topless maids.
The topless maids.
So now he's such a moron. He thinks that they're going to actually get topless, but then clean. She's coming over like, hey, whatever you need.
I'm dumb too because I thought they actually cleaned your house topless. They don't.
Well, she doesn't. Here, Maddie, play that. We got this real quick clip here.
Wendy, don't get me wrong. I like what's going on here, but are you going to be doing any cleaning today?
Cleaning?
You didn't bring any Lysol or ammonia or a mop or anything.
You thought a topless maid service actually did cleaning?
Yes.
That's cute. Here, my services are a la carte. Pick what you like.
Mop and glow.
That's one of my specialties.
I'm sure it is. Pipe cleaning.
Old dudes like that one.
Brazilian floor wax.
That's not what you think it is.
I have no idea what I think that is.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a funny scene, but
by the way, is that Mike?
Go ahead.
Is that Mike McPadden in that scene? It sounds like Mike McP.
Yeah, it does look. That's so funny you say that. But here's our big debate, and Andrea watched the scene. We at first saw those breasts and we're like, those are fantastic. We're going to consider those for breast of the year. And then we took a closer look, and what tricked us is she has stretch marks. Mm-hmm. So we thought they were real, but if you watch, they don't move when she moves.
Oh, boo.
Do you see that, Andrea? Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think they're fake. And because nowadays a lot of plastic surgeons are doing a more natural kind of positioning. Also, when you have what's called tuberous breasts, not to get too scientific and medical on you, but when you have like kind of long floppy boobies and you put an implant in, that's what it's going to look like. So I think the stretch marks are real and I think the titties are fake.
Yeah, so we all here at the skin offices all agreed her profile on the website says fake breasts, but at first look, like if you just saw the picture of them, and that's why you got to see video to make the true determination. If you saw just the picture with the stretch marks, you'd be tricked into thinking they're real. So that's why our crack staff here always has to watch video to determine fake and real.
But I will say they're great boobs. I mean, they are phenomenal. I like the way they kind of sit to the side a little bit. I'm feeling them. And I have no problem with stretch marks. And as we saw in that first scene with the guy, going down on the girl and the girl going down on him, they're not hiding this stuff on Shameless. They're showing cellulite. They're showing stretch marks. They're showing real women doing real sexy stuff. And I like that. I'm so sick of CGIing out people's imperfections.
Yeah, because you lose credibility if it's a show about crackheads and these are flawless people.
Right. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
It's like they've done the same thing, Skin, with MILF porn. I have a real gripe with MILF porn.
What's that?
What's your problem with MILF porn?
I don't watch it, so enlighten me.
Because I watch a lot of MILF porn, so I could give expert analysis. So let me hear what you have to say.
What I'm saying, they're doing this thing now in like a MILF video, where the MILF is like 20 years old.
Yeah, I'm not into young MILFs. We got to come up with a different category.
Yeah, it needs to be a different category because it's like misleading.
You can't even tell when there's a lesbo scene who's the MILF sometimes, which bothers me.
You can't tell.
I want to know from every angle who's the MILF.
And this is because you want saggier skin, you want a bigger bush. What are you looking for, Skin?
Well, Well, yes.
I want to know she's a MILF. I want to know it's an older woman. That's all I care about.
Yeah, I will say a lot of my girlfriends.
I'll take a GILF if I have to.
But a lot of my girlfriends, because I know a lot of these porn stars because I worked at Playboy TV for so long. And a lot of them that are my age, 30 something or less or late 20s are playing the MILFs and the GILFs. And again, I'll see them post their stuff on Twitter and I'll just look at the screenshot and I'm like, just like you said, which one are you playing? And then they're like, I'm the MILF. And I'm like, what? You're 29.
Yeah.
Yes. You can't even have them.
Yeah, it's ruining it for Jimmy.
Listen, they've ruined MILF. Again, how about that? How about make MILF great again?
Let's do that.
Because that was a go-to category that mattered.
Yeah.
And it has been discredited. And in my feed, it's not something I ever click on anymore,
well,
Skin.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Jimmy, the new frontier, good GILFs. Great grandmas.
And they're going to be 41.
I've graduated. Do I get a cap and gown? I get a cap and gown when I finish my first video.
Oh, my God. That is a separate... we'll save it. We got some other stuff to get to, but we'll save it.
What else?
I do want to know, Jimmy, I am very curious what your porn categories are.
Yeah, I'm dying to know.
You know what? That should be like. I think that is such a thing. You know how like you go to a website and you do a survey and you say like what your age, what your income is. I really truly think you could know so much about it. But what are the porn categories you're into?
Yes,
I think that's fascinating.
Skin search history period.
Yeah.
Like if you really wanted to get to know somebody and have an honest relationship, just hand over your search history for like a day because that's who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to, notice how I'm not answering the question, by the way.
Well, no, you can
I see the evasiveness.
I would say like everyone has their obvious ones, but I think each of us also have our ones that I don't know if I'd want to share some of the other ones.
I think you go
the
for
real categories that you can find at these tube sites. Believe me.
No, but Mr. Skin, cough once if yes, cough twice if no. Do you go for the like big hairy stuff? Yeah. Okay.
That was me trying to get a pube out of my mouth.
Because I always wonder, because I know you are a fan of the hair, and I know that's a category that I see, and I'm sometimes thinking who would pick this, but I know that you specifically look for hair.
But I need specific, like if I see like the hairy bush category, I'll scroll through to then find big boobs in hairy bush. Like I won't go for tiny breasts with the hairy bush. I don't want the bush to overwhelm the boobs is a problem.
I gotcha.
There's a whole recipe here.
There has to be a ratio.
Well, you want a great ass. You want the ass and the legs. I know that about Jimmy.
Mm-hmm. What I do once I've been encrypted on the deep web.
Oh yeah,
no, I'm kidding. Once
that private browser's open.
Yeah, on a private IP address 700 miles in the desert. No, what I do really is I gravitate towards what's in my feed. I don't actually go to a category and shop.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm actually a dude who's just rocking with what's in the suggested feed.
Nice.
And usually just find something that catches my eye and works for whatever reason.
Cool.
But oddly enough, I do think the consistency in its Skin is that they are like 35 and up. 35 even 40.
You're not looking for 21-year-old stuff.
You know what happened, Andrea? Like I think being a dad has given me this like paternal mindset where I really don't have any interest in anything that looks young.
I get it. I totally get it.
I don't. Like I can I could talk to the hottest 21-year-old girl in the world and know that she's the hottest girl in the world, but not be attracted to her.
Right. No, I get that.
The same thing happens with porn. That's what it is.
Hey, is she male gay? I'm just asking.
No, I think it's curious, Skin, and that's just to make you feel better. No, I don't. Here's my thing too about porn.
I feel so much better.
I don't really think that all porn is a true reflection of our actual sexual predilections. I think it's that fantasy. I think it really isn't real because let's say people that are watching she-male porn, for example, they're not going out and getting a she-male hooker.
No,
they're not acting upon it. They're just curious and maybe jerking off to it.
Yep.
Well, even if they're not even doing that, if they're just watching it to watch it,
sometimes it's curiosity.
Here's the test. If whatever you pay for is what your true passion is, right?
I agree.
If you're just looking at it for free, that's not proving anything to me.
Wow.
What you actually put money on the table for,
yes, baby,
then you're into it.
I'm with you.
Wow.
With you, Skin.
So you just called me gay in front of all these people. I'm kidding. They said they wouldn't charge my card.
Hey man, I don't judge. Hey, Andrea mentioned that she's a Housewives fan.
I'm a huge Housewives fan.
Well, something really interesting today. My one of the writers from our office, I didn't see it, and they sent me the link before the show, and I wanted to talk about it. Jimmy, you know Richard Johnson on Page 6, New York Post. So he posts a thing today, and he acts like he has this big scoop about. He says that Bethenny Frankel, star of Real Housewives of New York City, did a nude scene in a sex scene in a 1994 movie called Beverly Hills 90210, which was a kind of a low budget kind of rip off of the Beverly Hills 90210 back in the day. And then he's getting quotes from
90028 is like straight up Hollywood.
Yeah, it says Hollywood Hills. That's what it is. It's Hollywood Hills 90028. Okay. But do continue.
Well, and then he's quoting like her, I guess she's divorced, and the ex-husband, and he's like horrified that, he found out about it. And it's like, this has been on her fucking website for 15 years, this scene. And it's a B movie from 1994. I don't even think they've released it. The quality we have, it isn't like Blu-ray hot that I like to have at the site, because I don't even think they ever put it out on DVD. That's how shitty the movie is. But Bethenny Frankel was 24 years old back in 94.
Wow. I
watched the scene again just before I came in, just because I hadn't seen it in a while. She has a great natural rack.
She does.
Really nice. And the scene, this girl that she's sitting with on, like, Bethenny Frankel's in a chair on a balcony, and you can see the Hollywood sign over her shoulder, and she's topless. And then there's this blonde girl who's next to her, and Bethenny Frankel starts to try to hit on this girl, try to trick her in a lesbian scene. It doesn't go well, but the topless shots of Bethenny Frankel are great. And then she has a sex scene where she's wearing just like jean shorts and nothing else. Which I really love. And it's a really good nude scene. But frickin' Richard Johnson, like, this is a big scoop today on Page 6, and we've known about this forever.
Yeah, and just so if people don't know who the hell we're talking about, Bethenny Frankel is a Real Housewife of New York. She is the owner and president of Skinny Girl Margaritas, Snacks, Candy. She has like an empire going on. She's very well off and very successful.
Well, go ahead, Jimmy. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, my biggest shock to seeing this video is that they were doing it on a waterbed. Do you remember waterbed
Oh my
sex
God.
back in the day?
I was never old enough to have sex on a waterbed, but just getting on and off of them was so awkward.
Yeah.
It was like having sex in the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, it was a big
There's no stability.
That's great. It was a big deal in the 70s and 80s, but not so much anymore. I never hear anyone brag about having a waterbed anymore. Do you?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
You know what, though? I don't spend a lot of time on MySpace.
Yeah.
But sure.
The other thing about this is these. I don't know if you know this, but these reality housewives are like movie stars. I'm friends with.
Oh yeah.
Do you watch Andrew? Do you know the Real Housewives of New Jersey? I don't know if you know that one, but
I watch them all.
This Jacqueline Lorietta. Yeah. See, I know her brother. I see him around. He actually lives in the neighborhood where my office is. So him and I run into each other every once in a while. She had him on. He had a gay marriage on Real Housewives of New Jersey about 5, 6, 7 years ago, and it was a big deal. But he was telling me that when she comes to visit in Chicago and they walk around, it's like every 10 steps someone's stopping her. People love these freaking housewife shows.
Yeah, you know what? It's shocking how many people watch this. It used to be like my dark, dirty secret. Like, I wasn't going to tell anyone. I was actually embarrassed, and I can't even believe I'm telling you guys how much I'm addicted to these things. But I've been more open about it because everyone's wife, sister, mom watches this. And it's because, again, in our regular everyday relationships, we don't have the drama these women have. So it's very interesting to think these are friends and they treat each other like this. It's very just enticing because it's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's
but yeah, they're like movie stars because everyone watches. Everyone watches.
Right. And they get to flip tables over, but you can't in real life, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'd be kicked out of a restaurant if I put some of that stuff.
If you flip a table over, you only get to do it once. They get to reshoot it from 3 different angles.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that Bravo, man, that is a popular channel, right,
Absolutely.
Andrea?
Yeah. You know me, I'm a big fan of Bravo, and I'm not just saying this, I leave it on.
Yeah.
It's just on because it's good, like ambient, mindless kind of entertainment.
That's her ESPN, Jimmy.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And I mean, of course, to my husband's chagrin, he's like, oh my God, really, bitch, you've seen this episode of Housewives 4 times. I'm like, I'm not really watching it. It's just on.
No, that's great. Well, hey, one other thing that happened, this this came out of nowhere. Literally, like 10 minutes before I came in here was you guys remember that? What was that movie? School of Rock.
Oh yeah.
I can't even remember the year it came out, but it was about maybe 10 years ago or so. So Maddie D sends me a lick. He sends me a lick.
Lick
he sent
that
me a
clit
link,
skin.
and it's the girl who played the bass in the School of Rock.
Oh.
Her name is Becca Brown.
Yeah.
And she was only like 11 or 12 when the movie came out. Well, now she's 24 years old. And it's funny. She lives in Chicago. We were talking about this before we came on the air. This website, the Nip Slip, which I'm a fan of. Check it out every once in a while. And she, I guess, was doing a photo shoot with some guy, and they released. I don't know how the Nip Slip got him, but she's topless in a park. It's pretty cool. Like, she's never been to a movie naked or anything. And like I said, she's pretty. I don't even think she's done too much after that movie. And I think she's an aspiring musician in Chicago. But we were talking that we think we know the park because it's like about half a mile from our office.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So here's Becca Brown from School of Rock is taking nude photos near our office. That she should have been doing them here at our office, So,
I love that you know the park.
Like, I know. How scary is that?
What are you guys doing in this park that you recognize this tree?
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Lurking.
Very incriminating.
School of Hard Rock. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Great shots, by the way. How old is she, Skin?
24.
Yeah, there's a perky thing going on.
Uh-oh, what?
But no, those are perfect. Those are, I mean, you'd design those in a lab and hope to get that result.
Yeah.
Like, those are pretty all right.
So anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. Hey, and I know we're getting close to the end, but real quick, just I wanted to get you up to speed on our Erection 2016 that we talked about last week. I know everyone's fed up with politics here, but we have a real fun promotion. And by the way, the promotion is sponsored by PHGH, which I talked about last week. And I'm really, I hate to use the word jacked up about this, but it's an organic, it's like an organic,
boner
I guess
enhancer?
you'd call it. Yeah, but it also, it's not just that. Because I don't want to, I don't want to pigeonhole it because it also,
male health.
One of the things they're claiming, and I'm very excited to try this, is I have some samples on the way. Is that it helps with bigger, thicker loads, which as you get older, Jimmy, you are 39 years old. You don't understand this, but as you get up in your late 40s, early 50s, you notice a little issue, which is in the old days when you would go to say jack off, sometimes the load would like go across the room. You'd be like, you spend a half hour trying to find it to clean it up with a sock before you had left the room.
I can even attest to this, where it's like, where'd it go?
Those were the glory. Yeah. I would give anything to have like a 60-yarder again, But
what's going on?
But when you
I feel a new an Olympic event coming on.
Yeah, well,
that would be. Anyway, I would watch those Olympics.
I'm more now. It's more like a volcano, like a little. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of bums me out. Well, anyway, I'm going to be trying this PHGH because they're sponsoring us and they're promising, and it's all organic, no chemicals, that they could give you. It makes you feel a little younger, but also a little better in the bedroom. So I'll keep you
great. So
on
it's just a great pill for overall male virility and sexual reproductive health.
And all the dudes in my office are checking it out, so we're all over it, and they're really cool because they're a major sponsor of this. Our Erection 2016, which was a natural. But just to give you a little update real quick, I want you guys to guess because we don't have a lot of time. We're not going to go through everything, but we have a bunch of categories. And like example, we started with President Erect, which is vote on who's the most popular celeb at Mr. Skin. And we looked at our own traffic, picked our 4, and then let people vote. So right now, the 4 that are up for President Erect is Anne Hathaway, Emilia Clarke, who you know from Game of Thrones, Margot Robbie, and Scarlett Johansson. All have done great nude scenes. All are incredibly popular at our website. Who would you guys guess of those 4 is the number 1 most popular? As of now, voted, we have, I think we have, I know we have tens of thousands of votes on this, but we have there's actually a clear runaway winner so far in this. Who would you guys think?
I'm going to go Margot Robbie because right now she's universally hot between the genders. My girlfriends love her. My guy friends love her. She's hot. She's new. And she's not afraid of nudity. So I'm going to go Margot Robbie.
By the way, I do not know the answers to me. I told Maddie D to ask our tech team who's winning, and then he was going to tell me. So, Jimmy, out of those 4, who do you think?
I'm going to go Scarlett Johansson.
You know what? That's the one.
She's a perennial favorite.
When I first looked at this, I was going to go Scarlett Johansson, but I kind of think just Margot Robbie is so hot right now. Like, I think she is just the it girl as far as it goes. So if I had to guess Maddie D, the correct answer is
Margot Robbie.
Oh, good. Okay.
Damn, we're good.
All the hell. I kind of knew it was because of Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, she has the belt right now, but I didn't want to just side with my
Suicide
opponent.
Squad. She's doing really a lot of hot stuff right now.
Well,
yeah,
and
she is.
You know what else? And Maddie did tell me, without giving me answers, he said that these are all every one of these has got a pretty clear winner so far. And by the way, we still have 3 weeks to go on voting. So
okay, I was going to ask, when does the poll officially close? 3 weeks?
The poll is never closed,
No.
Andrea. You know that. No, I'm just kidding. But and by the way, just for coming to our website and voting on this, so you get to look at Hot Chicks Naked, and for free you get to vote. You're automatically entered to win a 55-inch Samsung 4K TV. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
I know, the 4K, the good stuff.
That's the good stuff. If you want to see all these parts up close.
Yeah. Here's another category, which First Ladies, we call it. It's the favorite lesbian scene of all time. And again, we looked at the actual most trafficked lesbian scenes at our site, chose our 4, laid them out there, and we have Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis, of course, in Black Swan, Laura Prepon and Taylor Schilling, Orange is the New Black, Lea Seydoux and Adele Exarchopoulos from Blue is the Warmest Color, and then the famous Bound one with Gina Gershon and Jennifer Tilly. Who might, you guys think, be the best, according to our many thousands of voters, who do you guys think has the best lesbian scene?
I think just out of what I want it to be, I want it to be Gina Gershon and Jennifer Tilly. I think your viewers of your website will agree with me because they're a little older, they're a little more mature, they're probably better sexually, and they've been around longer. So I'm going to pray for Gina and Jennifer.
I'm going Black Swan because I think what the guys respond to is the level of aggression. I think you get because that's a good window into what I'm watching, Skin. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my stuff looks like a military hazing.
Oh, jeez, Jimmy.
There's a commonality.
About face. Anyway, I would have to say, because we have a video for this, and if anyone saw the videos of the 4 scenes back to back to back, how you could not choose Lea Seydoux and Adele Exarchopoulos from
Well, it's so
Blue
explicit.
Is the Warmest. Oh my God, there is tonguing, there is...
It's
goes
real
on for
sex, right?
There's scissoring. One of the great things I love, scissoring. So, Maddie D, the correct answer is?
With the commanding lead, Lea Seydoux and Adele Exarchopoulos.
Wow, you killed it, Skin.
Well, this is
you are the expert.
I feel pretty good about, but
he knows his base.
Yeah.
He does know his voting.
Mine was just wishful
Very well.
thinking.
Yeah. Let me try one more because this is actually, I expect Jimmy to win this because this is up his alley, no pun intended. He's Secretary of the Posterior, which is the best butt at MrSkin.com. So we looked at the most searched actresses. They all had to have incredibly great butts, and then we picked 4, and they are Jessica Alba, Jessica Biel, Natalie Emmanuel, and Nicki Minaj. And who do you think is winning huge here? And I think I have a feeling, but what do you guys think?
And you're telling me this is kind of a landslide situation? Because I'm looking at the clips back to back to back, and they're all so goddamn good.
I know.
It's got to either... I'm going to go... My instinct is, even though I think Jessica Biel has a better butt, I think it's Jessica Alba because we've been craving nudity from her. So I think it's Jessica Alba.
Okay.
I'm going Jessica Biel. And the reason being is Nicki Minaj obviously has like the more celebrated butt.
Oh, yeah.
It might be fake and it's big, but it's a one-dimensional kind of butt. Like, you have to be into that butt.
Right.
And it's kind of like, it's like an oddity. You know what I mean? It's great. It's wonderful.
Oh,
it's on its own island.
Right.
Yeah, it is. It's like the scene where they have in the clip where she's on her knees and she's making her butt jiggle.
She's twerking.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's fantastic. My guess would be Jessica Alba, but I just, that Natalie Emmanuel, she's the girl in Game of Thrones that's Khaleesi's assistant, that girl that's always standing there. She's kind of quiet a lot.
Her right-hand woman.
Yeah, her right-hand woman. She was in a, I think it was a French TV show called, I know it was called Misfits. I can't remember if it was the UK or France. And that was the scene from that. And her butt's ridiculous. I just don't think she has the fandom that, say, a Jessica Alba has. So I'm guessing, Maddie D, that it would be Jessica Alba.
You are correct, Jessica.
And me too. Awesome. Yeah, I
Andrea.
think Jessica Biel actually has the best ass of everyone in this group, but I think the fans want to see Jessica Alba's butt. That was the only reason I went there.
Yeah.
This is a tighter category, I will say.
Really?
But Nicki Minaj is a distant last place.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like Jimmy said, it's like an anomaly. It's like it's not real because it's not real.
Yeah, it's its own.
Yeah, I know. It's so crazy.
It's a centaur.
Yes,
You know what I mean? It's
yes.
like jerking off the Greek mythology.
Yeah.
You know? But I get it. We've all been there.
But anyway, so the this Erection 2016 is right on the front page of our website, and we have, I think, about 15 categories or so.
And they are all fantastic.
They're really funny.
They're
Secretary
amazing.
of Masturbated, Attorney Genital, Streaker of the House, Secretary of the Fund Agriculture, Muff Master General,
Yes.
Secretary of Double Defense.
Love
and, and all of them, a lot of fun. Like I said, you can win a free 4K TV, 55-incher from Samsung if you join, and it's a lot of fun. So anyway, good week for nudity, guys.
A lot of fun. Good week for America. A good week for America.
We all feel good about ourselves after this week.
We did. This was a winning week. Get out and vote, everybody, in the only election that matters.
Erection
which is the
2016.
Erection 2016.
Good week for grabbing pussy.
It was. It really was. 14 episodes in, and we finally got to grab some pussy.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I feel very
it's about
proud.
time. A lot of fun, everybody. I miss you guys.
Yeah,
right.
we'll do it
Until
again next week.
MrSkin.com. Fast forwarding to the good parts.